In 1952, a Swiss psychiatrist documented something that would change everything we thought we knew about reality. Carl Jung was treating a patient who described a dream about a golden scarab beetle. At that exact moment, as she spoke those words, a real scarab beetle flew into his office and landed on his desk. This wasn't just coincidence. This was proof that consciousness and physical reality are connected in ways science refuses to acknowledge. Here's what they don't want you to know. NASA studies have confirmed that human consciousness can influence random number generators from thousands of miles away. Princeton University's engineering department spent 28 years documenting how human intention affects physical machines. The CIA declassified documents proving remote viewing works. That consciousness can access information across space and time. But here's the shocking truth that will change everything. These aren't rare psychic phenomena. This is happening to you every single day. That person you think about who suddenly calls. Those repeated numbers that follow you everywhere. That book that falls open to exactly the page you need to read. You've been told these are coincidences. You've been conditioned to ignore the most powerful guidance system in existence. But what if I told you that reality has been trying to communicate with you your entire life, and you've been programmed to look the other way? Today, we're exposing the hidden communication network that operates behind the scenes of your existence. Once you see it, you can never unsee it. And once you learn its language, your life will never be the same. The conditioning trap. From the moment you entered this world, you were systematically programmed to ignore the most powerful guidance system available to you. Think about it. When you were young, you naturally noticed patterns. You felt energy. You knew things without knowing how you knew them. But what happened when you tried to share these experiences? Adults told you it was just your imagination. Teachers said you needed to focus on facts and logic. Society labeled anything unexplainable as superstition or wishful thinking. This wasn't an accident. This was systematic conditioning, designed to disconnect you from your natural ability to read the signs around you. The educational system doesn't teach pattern recognition or intuitive intelligence. It teaches conformity, linear thinking, and dependence on external authority. Consider this. Ancient civilizations built their entire societies around understanding cosmic patterns and natural cycles. Maya astronomers could predict eclipses centuries in advance. Indigenous cultures navigated by reading subtle environmental signs. Eastern philosophy developed entire systems around understanding the flow of energy and timing. But modern society has stripped away this knowledge. We're taught that the universe is a mechanical system governed by random chance, that consciousness is just a byproduct of brain chemistry. That meaning is something we project onto meaningless events. This materialist worldview serves a purpose. It keeps people disconnected from their own power. Because the moment you realize that reality responds to your consciousness, that patterns are everywhere guiding you toward your highest potential, you stop looking to external authorities for answers. The science of synchronicity. But here's what mainstream science doesn't want you to know. The deeper you look into the fabric of reality, the more you discover that everything is connected in ways that defy conventional understanding. Quantum physics has revealed that particles can be entangled across vast distances, instantly affecting each other regardless of space and time. The observer effect shows that consciousness directly influences physical reality at the quantum level. Morphic resonance suggests that information can transfer between systems without physical connection. Neuroscience has discovered that your brain is constantly filtering reality based on your beliefs, expectations, and focus. The reticular activating system determines what information reaches your conscious awareness. Your neural networks literally reshape themselves based on repeated patterns of thought and attention. When you understand that consciousness affects reality, that your brain filters information based on focus, and that your unconscious mind detects patterns beyond conscious awareness, synchronicity becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Carl Jung worked with physicist Wolfgang Pauli to explore the relationship between consciousness and physical events. They proposed that synchronicities represent moments when the inner world of psyche and the outer world of matter align in meaningful ways. This isn't mystical thinking. It's cutting-edge science pointing toward a more complete understanding of how reality actually operates. Before we go deeper into how this hidden system actually works, I need you to do something right now. If you're starting to see the connections, if this is making sense of experiences you've had but couldn't explain, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Most people will watch this video and forget about it within 24 hours. But the subscribers of 999 are the ones who are ready to see reality for what it really is. They're the ones who understand that knowledge like this doesn't come around often. And here's something most people don't know. YouTube's algorithm actually suppresses content like this. The only way this information reaches more people is if you engage with it right now. So, if you want to be part of the awakening, if you want access to the deeper truths we can't share anywhere else, subscribe now. Your future self will thank you. Now, let's reveal exactly how this communication system operates. The hidden mechanism. So, how does this hidden communication system actually work? How do thoughts, intentions, and consciousness translate into physical synchronicities in your external reality? The answer lies in understanding that reality operates on multiple levels simultaneously. At the surface level, you have the physical world of objects, people, and events. But underneath, there's an information field, a quantum field of possibility where all potential outcomes exist simultaneously. Your consciousness acts like a tuning fork, resonating at specific frequencies based on your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and intentions. These frequencies interact with the quantum field, collapsing certain possibilities into physical reality while leaving others unrealized. Think of it like this. Imagine reality as a vast radio spectrum with thousands of stations broadcasting simultaneously. Your consciousness is the radio receiver. Depending on what frequency you're tuned to, you'll receive different information, different experiences, different synchronicities. When you're operating from fear, doubt, and limitation, you're tuned to stations that broadcast scarcity, obstacles, and random chaos. When you shift to frequencies of openness, curiosity, and alignment, you start receiving broadcasts from stations that offer guidance, opportunities, and meaningful connections. Your subconscious mind plays a crucial role in this process. While your conscious mind focuses on immediate tasks, your subconscious continuously scans the environment for patterns, opportunities, and connections, related to your deeper intentions and desires. When alignment occurs between your conscious goals and subconscious programming, your awareness becomes a powerful magnet for synchronistic events. Types of synchronistic messages. Synchronicities appear in distinct categories, each carrying specific types of information and guidance. Numerical synchronicities. Numbers are the universal language of frequency and vibration. When specific number sequences appear repeatedly in your life, they're coded messages about your current energetic state and trajectory. Master numbers like 11, 22, 33 often appear during periods of spiritual awakening or major life transitions. Repeating sequences like 111, 222, 333 typically indicate alignment with natural cycles and increasing manifestation power. Clock times like 1111 or 333 often coincide with moments of heightened intuition or important realizations. Symbolic synchronicities. Animals, colors, objects, and archetypal images that appear repeatedly carry deep psychological and spiritual meaning. Butterflies often appear during periods of transformation. Hawks might show up when you need to gain a higher perspective. Specific songs playing at meaningful moments. Books falling open to relevant pages, or overheard conversations containing exactly the advice you need. Relational synchronicities. Meeting someone who has exactly the skills, knowledge, or connections you need. Running into old friends at precisely the right moment. Receiving unexpected calls or messages that provide crucial information or support. Circumstantial synchronicities. Perfect timing of events, opportunities, and circumstances. Delays that lead to better outcomes. Canceled plans that open up unexpected possibilities. Obstacles that redirect you toward more aligned paths. What initially appears as inconvenience often reveals itself as protection or redirection. The universe rarely gives you what you want exactly when you want it, but it consistently provides what you need exactly when you need it. Decoding the messages. So, how do you actually decode synchronistic messages? How do you distinguish between meaningful guidance and random noise? The process begins with learning to ask the right questions when synchronicities appear. Context analysis. What was happening in your life when this synchronicity occurred? What decisions were you contemplating? What emotions were you experiencing? What questions were you asking, either consciously or unconsciously? Pattern recognition. Is this the first time you've noticed this particular sign, or have you seen it before? Are there recurring themes, symbols, or types of events that appear during specific life phases? Emotional resonance. How does this synchronicity make you feel? Does it create excitement, peace, clarity, or motivation? Genuine synchronicities typically carry positive emotional energy, even when they're warning you about potential problems. Practical relevance. Does this synchronicity point towards specific actions you could take? Does it provide information that's useful for current decisions? The 48-hour rule. When you notice a potential synchronicity, observe what happens in the following 48 hours. Often, additional confirmation or clarification will appear if the initial message was significant. This prevents overanalyzing single events while ensuring you don't miss important guidance. The key is developing discernment about which synchronicities deserve deep investigation and which can be noted but not obsessed over. The invitation protocol. Synchronicities aren't just random messages, they're invitations. They're opportunities to align more closely with your authentic path, to step into expanded versions of yourself. But invitations require responses. If you consistently ignore synchronistic guidance, the messages become less frequent. If you acknowledge them but never act, they lose their power. But if you learn to respond appropriately, they multiply and become more specific. The 3-step response protocol. Step 1. Acknowledge. When you notice a synchronicity, consciously acknowledge it. Recognition creates a feedback loop that encourages more synchronicities to appear. Step 2. Investigate. Look for additional information or confirmation. Research symbolic meanings. Pay attention to additional signs. This demonstrates serious interest in understanding the guidance. Step 3. Act. This is where most people fail. They acknowledge, they investigate, but they don't take action. Synchronicities are about trust and movement. The universe responds to courage, not hesitation. Types of synchronistic invitations. Directional invitations point you toward new opportunities, relationships, or paths. Confirmational invitations validate decisions you've already made or are considering. Correctional invitations appear when you're moving in directions that aren't aligned with your highest good. Preparational invitations provide information, skills, or connections you'll need for future opportunities. Advanced practices. Once you've mastered the basics, you can work with more advanced techniques that amplify synchronicity frequency and clarity. Intentional requesting. Instead of passively waiting for synchronicities, actively request guidance about specific situations. Set clear intentions and ask for signs related to particular decisions or challenges. Synchronicity. Mapping. Track patterns over time to identify larger themes and cycles. Keep a journal recording significant synchronicities with relevant life context. You'll begin to see how synchronicities cluster around life phases and relate to your deeper purpose. Frequency. Calibration. Consciously adjust your mental and emotional state to be more receptive to guidance. Meditation, gratitude practices, and visualization raise your vibrational frequency. Higher frequencies attract clearer, more aligned synchronicities. Environmental sensitivity. Develop awareness of spaces, situations, and relationships that enhance or diminish synchronistic flow. Make choices about environments that support your connection to guidance. Common blocks to avoid. Overanalysis, paralysis. Not every coincidence is a life-changing message. Develop discernment. Confirmation bias. Don't interpret neutral events as positive signs just because you want them to support your desires. Fear of responsibility. Don't resist guidance because you're afraid of what it might ask you to do. Timing. Misunderstanding. Synchronicities often provide guidance for processes that unfold over time. The bigger picture. As you develop your ability to work with synchronicities, you realize they're pointing towards something much larger than individual guidance. They're evidence of an intelligent, responsive universe that operates according to principles we're only beginning to understand. The holographic nature of reality. Synchronicities suggest reality is holographic. Every part contains information about the whole. Your individual experiences connect to larger patterns and purposes that extend far beyond your personal life. When you align with synchronistic guidance, you're not just improving your own life, you're contributing to larger evolutionary processes affecting humanity. Your individual awakening creates ripple effects that influence others to awaken as well. The evolution of consciousness. Synchronicities appear to be increasing in frequency as more people become aware of them. This suggests humanity is undergoing a shift in consciousness, moving from a mechanistic worldview to one that recognizes the interconnected, intelligent nature of reality. The integration challenge. The ultimate challenge is learning to live simultaneously in two worlds: the conventional world of schedules and responsibilities, and the synchronistic world of flow and aligned action. This requires developing intelligence that combines practical skills with intuitive awareness, logical thinking with pattern recognition, individual achievement with collective contribution. The choice point and final call to action. Right now, you're at a choice point. You have information that most people never receive. You understand principles that could transform your entire experience of reality. The question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Most people will watch this video, feel temporarily inspired, and then slip back into their old patterns. They'll notice a few synchronicities over the next few days, but won't develop the consistency needed to make this transformative. Others will begin experimenting, but give up when they don't see immediate results. They'll expect synchronicities to solve all their problems instantly rather than understanding this is a gradual process of alignment and growth. But a small percentage will recognize this as the missing piece they've been searching for. They'll commit to developing synchronistic awareness as a daily practice. They'll learn to trust their intuition, act on guidance, and participate consciously in reality creation. Here's what I need you to do right now. First, if this video has opened your eyes to experiences you've had but couldn't explain, smash that like button. It tells me you're ready for deeper content that goes beyond what most channels dare to explore. Second, subscribe to 999 if you haven't already. We're building a community of people who understand that reality is far more mysterious and responsive than we've been taught. The notifications will ensure you never miss the advanced techniques and hidden knowledge we share only with our subscribers. Third, share this video with someone who needs to see it. You know who they are. The person in your life who notices the signs but dismisses them, who feels like there's more to reality but doesn't know how to access it. By sharing this, you're not just spreading information, you're helping awaken others to their own power. The practice commitment. If you choose to develop this ability, understand it requires consistent practice. Pay attention to patterns and unusual coincidences daily. Keep a record of significant synchronicities and their outcomes. Practice raising your frequency through meditation and positive focus. Act on guidance even when it doesn't make logical sense. Trust the process even when results aren't immediately apparent. This isn't a quick fix. It's a way of life that requires patience, trust, and courage. Your next steps. Starting today, begin paying attention to the patterns in your life. Notice the numbers, symbols, and coincidences that appear. Ask for guidance about specific situations. Act on the responses you receive. Most importantly, trust that you're capable of developing this ability. You already have everything you need. You just need to activate what's already within you. The universe is waiting for you to wake up to its communication. Reality is not random. Consciousness is not powerless. You are not alone in navigating existence. There is intelligence working behind the scenes, constantly providing guidance and support for your highest evolution. The synchronicities appearing in your life right now are evidence of this intelligence. They're proof that you're connected to something larger than yourself, something that knows your potential and wants to help you fulfill it. The universe is speaking to you. It's time to listen. If this resonates with your experience, let us know in the comments by writing, "I'm listening." And remember, once you start paying attention to synchronicities, you can't unsee them. Your life will never be the same.